Harper on Stockton. Inside Malone for an easy 2.
Well, that was great.
Malone. He was able to score on Longley in Game 3. It was Rodman who stopped him, and he hits the hook over Longley here.
Now, one of the things the Jazz worked on was getting the ball deep in the post. And
Malone over Longley. He opens by hitting his first 3. A little lay-in, a hook, and a baseline jumper.
If Phil Jackson feels like that Longley's going to be soft on him and give him that shot, he'll immediately come in with Rodman.
Which is what he did in Game 3. Hooked away from Longley, but Michael picks it up.
Side, everybody was jammed up over there.
Hornacek missed, but Malone was there with the tip. He scored 8 of Utah's 10 points. The Jazz. Stockton bounces to Malone, who was fouled as he made his move. For a cigarette, but they still trail only 2-1.
Utah has come out to be very physical with Michael. You see Jordan set the back screen on Malone, and Malone gives him the shot in the head with the elbow. And then as he comes into the post to post Hornacek, he gets Hornacek on his back and he spins to the baseline. But watch as he comes out and he's coming up the floor. Watch Foster give him a little shot right there. Now Michael will turn to the official and say, hey, watch what they're doing out here. During the timeout, Jerry Sloan is getting on Foster, telling him, hey, get to him early. Don't wait until he's running down the court.
First time, Malone gets inside position. And Malone, averaging 19-7 through 3 games, has 11 here in this first quarter. Screen. Michael misses. Rodman in for the first time, keeps it alive, and Pippen claims it. Second quarter. Michael Jordan watching from the bench as the second period begins. Utah loses it. Rodman on Carr. Anderson, baseline. And it'll go against Utah on the offensive foul.
Open right there, and he's going to try to drive it into traffic. You've got to shoot the open jump shot. Chicago.
Malone checks in, and so too does Pippen for Chicago.
It's a good opportunity. You got a good look at a 3. You get the offensive rebound. Now you can run a set play. Go right back to that right screen and roll again with Stockton.
To Malone for the jumper. They ran it perfectly, but Malone shot it poorly. Malone is on Longley, giving away several inches, reaching in, trying to tie him up, and he knocks it away and steals it. And there's a foul called on Longley.
You'll block out, but they just go right over top of you.
A whistle from Steve Javie for a Chicago foul, and it's Longley's 3rd now. He's prone to foul trouble, as you know. Malone got it.
The Malone came.
See, Isaiah, I think that Phil's going to have to be a little concerned here because Longley has to play him so soft. You're going to see as he steps off, he's worried about his quickness. So that open little jump shot right there is going to be there for Malone anytime. When Rodman is in the game, he bellies up on him, forces him to put it on the floor, and then he gets help.
See, when Rodman's in the game, the initial move that he made, when he sat right there in the post and paused for a second, he's got to do that with Dennis also, and he's got to keep Dennis on his back. Can't let Dennis circle around him.
Utah's back to within 1 as Carl has 15. Malone stamping through the lane and hitting the hook as he gets the roll.
Isaiah, Lucas cannot handle him tonight. Malone is either stepping out and shooting it, or he's taking it by him with his quickness. Look for Rodman to get in here early.
And you look at Malone in the low post, he gets deep and he makes Longley moves. You got to make Luke Longley move, put it on the floor, take it to the hole hard. That's what Malone must do against Rodman when he comes into the game also.
Kukoc picked up his 3rd.
Dennis Rodman coming back out, so chances are Phil Jackson's going to put him right into the game. I don't think you're going to see him sitting over there on that bench very long.
See, Karl Malone right now has scored 17 points, but they've all come against Luke Longley. He's got to get some confidence against Rodman.
Takes it and goes to work on Stockton. Hit the side of the backboard for that one. Longley poking at it. No basket. Jump ball.
Well, Luke got away with the walk. They're going to give him a jump ball, but he got caught trying to come with that left hand, and Isaiah, you talked about it. When he brings that ball down, Karl Malone is not a shot blocker. He goes to the strip, and he's done that now twice to Luke Longley.
Hugh Evans. And now Rodman comes in as Hornacek is hit with his second.
You watch Stockton come off the Malone screen, ball in the left hand, and look as he throws it right by Luke Longley's ear.
Malone inside. Blew the layup. And a loose ball foul goes against Utah.
Let's keep our eye on this period of time. 2 missed free throws and a missed layup.
You see Chicago try to pick up the tempo of the game because they don't like a half-court game, so they force Utah to up the tempo, put on a little pressure, put on a little trap. Malone misses the bunny layup, and now they're attacking again.
And here is Pippen.
And you've given up a layup and 2 free throws.
20 for Pippen. 21 for Michael. Off his hands and they lose it.
Now is our time.
Crowd more into it than they have been all night. Harper on Isley. It's Malone through the lane and silencing that crowd just a bit.
See, Scottie Pippen is upset at Tony Kukoc because he had an opportunity to step in there and take a charge, and he didn't throw his body in there.
Back within 2.
And that's what happens when you're not aggressive defensively. You see Malone driving the lane. Kukoc doesn't step up to take the charge, doesn't sacrifice his body. And on the other end, when you get the offensive shot, you're not aggressive enough to step.
It's Harper's 3rd foul individually, too. Malone gives it back to Isley. He finds Hornacek, who spins around Jordan and misses. Rodman skies for the rebound. Isley looking for help. Here's Malone just beating the shot clock and missing. Kukoc touched it last.
Isaiah, what you talked about, Karl Malone has got to start attacking Rodman. He gets off to a good rhythm. Rodman comes into the game. He's got to put the pressure on him. He's got to make Rodman play him.
See, right now, Rodman has baited him out into that high post area. He must get down in low and not look for the jump shot.
4th team foul on Chicago, so with their next one, they'll join Utah over the limit. Broken up and stolen by Jordan.
Karl Malone has 12 turnovers in the last 5.5 quarters. He's got to take care of the ball, make good passes.
I'd rather have Stockton's old legs and old head than those young legs and that young head.
Speaking of Isley, his floater again. This one gets nothing but air. Isley got to get rid of it. Rebound to Rodman. Making sure everyone knows he's in the house. 10 boards for him. Burrell from Rodman. Count the bucket and bring him to the line. 20 points may not seem like much in a quarter in an NBA game, but it's the first time in 8 quarters against Chicago that Utah has managed as many as 20 points. Jerry Sloan, a 6-time all-defensive selection in his days as a backcourt mate of Norm Van Leer here with the Chicago Bulls in the 60s and 70s, said that the defense played in Game 3 by Chicago may have been the best defense he has ever seen any team play in the NBA in all his years in the league. And he said that watching film of that game was like watching a cartoon.
Well, look at the 4th quarter defense. They've scored a total of 36 points. That's an average of 12 points a quarter. They're going to have to do better than that tonight if they're going to get this series even at 2.
So as good as the defense is through the first 3, it tightens further in the 4th. Malone. It rattles in and out on him. No luck there.
Malone has got to drive that ball to the basket. Don't settle for that jump shot. Don't let him get off the hook tonight.
And if I'm Karl Malone right now, this is when I step up and demand the basketball inside.
Comes out and screens high, then gets it back and misses the jumper. Michael, fresh off the rest, grabs the rebound.
He's 0 for 3 right now, and they're all from outside. I thought he had a direct line to the post, but he went and set the pick and roll screen. He's going to keep it and hold on to it. Hopefully when Malone gets some rest, he'll come back in and assert himself more in this game.
Malone sits for the moment, replaced by Antoine Carr. Rodman also to the Chicago bench. Ice misfires.
See, Karl Malone got a little 2-minute 15 game time rest, 7 minutes actual time. It's the biggest 7:45 of he and John Stockton's career right now, Bob. They cannot let this go 3-1 with the Bulls look at an elimination game on Friday.
And as soon as Malone comes back in, Rodman pops up off the Chicago bench, and they'll get him in to play Malone. They can't bring him in right away because Longley was at the free throw line. But at the next whistle, Luke will go out, and Dennis will come in. Stockton, and it's wrong and comes away with it. Stockton bumped by Harper. Now John into the lane to the basket and missing it rather badly. Rodman pulls it down at the United Center. That's how much is riding on the next 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Whose three won't go.
Second shots. Karl Malone has got to throw that bulk around and said, right now it's my time to lead my team to a win tonight and even this series up.
Certainly not the guy you want on the line in this situation if you're Phil Jackson.
But don't be surprised if Dennis Rodman steps up to the line and knock these free throws down, because that's the kind of guy that he is. Under pressure, he loves the pressure, and he loves this time of the game. And it wouldn't surprise if he walked up there and made one of them.
Well, the gods were with him on that.
You'd think he was in Las Vegas with that bounce. I thought that's only when he was in Utah that he went to Vegas. What a bounce he got there.
He rolls the dice again and makes them both.
Shot right now.
Here's Stockton looking for help. Sandwiched by two defenders. Finds a wide open Morris, who shoots it low.
Karl Malone's got to step up right now, demand the basketball. Hasn't taken a shot in the last 3 minutes. This has to be his time.
Russell's in for Morris. Utah trails by 4. Stockton to the basket. Knocked away from him, but it comes to Hornacek, who hits. It's a two-pointer. Leans in, baseline, and misses. Loose ball, crucial loose ball. Picked up by Stockton, and there's a foul. It's on Malone, his third.
You know, Bob, so much is said about Dennis Rodman, a lot of the things that occur when he's not playing basketball. And I know, Isaiah, you played with him. But look at the will that this man has to go to this ball. He just wants it a little bit more than everybody else right now.
They call it on Malone for pulling him down. Now Rodman, who hit 2 a moment ago, hits another one. Off the court, his tired freak show continues, but on the court, he brings unique talents, tremendous energy and heart. And if they win a third in a row, he's been a huge part of all of it. He makes them both. A 55% free throw shooter who has canned 4 crucial ones in the last couple of minutes. Malone screens for Stockton. John to the basket off the baseline. Misses the reverse. Loose ball. Knocked around. And picked up by Harper. Here comes Kukoc. Knocked away from him by Russell. And even though there's a foul, it's a good thing for Utah.
Forces him to take a tough reverse layup. And Chicago comes up with the loose ball. Rodman taps it out. Harper comes in and makes.
Utah has only a 20-second timeout remaining. Malone has to shoot the 3. And actually his foot is on the line, so it becomes a 2-pointer, which only cuts the lead to 5.
That's Karl Malone's first 2 points. into the fourth quarter, it's got to be a real disappointment for him, Bob and Isaiah, because you know this man wants to win, and you know the things he's done through his career. This guy's a champion, and it's got to eat at him right now that this was a winnable game, and that the Bulls again made the big plays when they had to. Remember Game 2, the offensive rebound by Kerr, and tonight the offensive rebound by Rodman. Those things are going to come back to haunt the Utah Jazz in the offseason if they can't win this series.
Dennis, tell us about those 4 big free throws. Not the guy who usually wants the ball in that situation.
Not at all. I have a bum hand. I got some ligament damage in my thumb, but what the hell, this is all about putting your balls on the line and shoot the basketball, So I did it. I think it's just due because all the things have been happening to me the last couple of days.
But you do recognize what a catastrophic mistake you made and the disrespect that you showed to your team, don't you?
I don't think it was a mistake. I think, my team apology, but people like the media and the TV people here make it more than what it was, and it wasn't all about that. I didn't do that to embarrass my team and try to get any spotlight here. I can do that any day.
How have you managed to shut Karl Malone down again? You just held him to 1 basket there, and it was right there at the end in the fourth quarter.
That's what I just said. I can't believe out of all basket in the world, he shoot this 3. And I think like I said, I'm more mobile. My agility is a lot better than Luke Longley. He can do anything he wants on Luke, but against me he can't because I got too much heart for him to beat me down there.
You going wrestling tomorrow?
I'm not wrestling tomorrow. I'm gonna go out and
have a good time. All right, let's go over to Michael Jordan, who's with Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Jim. Michael, if there was ever a time you guys had a chance to let down after Game 3, tonight would have been the time. You didn't do that.
Well, we kind of, we turned the ball over a lot more than we needed to. It wasn't a fluid played game for us, but, our defense held pretty strong down the stretch, and, we turned the ball over in crucial minutes, which is, something that we hadn't done in a while, but, now we just have to go back and work on our game. We saw their adjustments, and their adjustments with the change from one side to the other side, and once you got a feel for it, our defense began to adjust.
The 3-1, do you still feel like you guys are the underdog?
No, we're in the driver's seat right now, and we just have to come out ready to play next game and try to put it away.
All right, good game.